Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. In the last episode, as dawn approached on the horizon, Kaito Yashio spent some small amount of time with Akio Shinomiya in the small moment of peace before the unfolding of the last operation. The operation to, prevent Project Atum from reaching fruition, and ultimately to stop both Misaki Shinomiya and Ko Kimijima in their tracks. But that moment of peace is now past, and time has come to set out in earnest. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, adventurers young and old, we have come full circle. That's right, at long last we have reached the point where we were at the start of this whole adventure.
お前たちに全人類の希望がかかっていると誰かが言った。でも俺にとってはそんなこと興味はなくて、これは所詮自分の中の衝動を満たすためのもの。最強のライバルとこのシチュエーションで戦えるなんてゾクゾクするじゃないか。
もっとゆっくり。
それが不謹慎だと言われようと構わない。綺麗事じゃないんだ。興味があるのはただ全国ランキング1位のやつを倒してその頂点全員一になることだけ。その先にあるもの、その先なんて何もない。何もないんだ。それでもいや、だからこそ求めるんだよ。
レーザー光銃座。
だって俺は
サンダーエンペラーに
英雄でもなく
組み済みだよ。
軍人でもなく
起動中。
ロボットアニメの主人公でもなく、
電源供給開始。
システムリンクオンライン。
Yep. Kaito Yashio is currently piloting Super Gunbuild-1.
マイクテスト。カイ、なんか喋って。
Testing.
おじゃり申せノッチーよ。
感度良好。全員一言ずつ。
テステス。
すごい一体感を感じる。風なんだろう、吹いてきてる。確実に。
はい、オッケー。
Yeah, communications is already solid.
カイ、ポケコンは有線になってる？赤いケーブル。
Indeed it is. Plugged in below the monitor there, and hooked up by the red cable, just as Akio said.
とっくに接続済みだよ。
Indeed. It's almost like we were destined to do this. And it's also almost like we already did this from the start.
ていうかなんで赤なの？アキちゃんの趣味。
Yeah. That sense of deja vu.
通常の3倍で動ける気になるでしょ。
Hmm. Indeed, the red Comet Zaku was painted red. Well, that's not... Being painted red was not why it went 3 times faster. But I digress. Although, yeah. That being said, I believe the orcs of the Dark Millennium might have believed something along those lines, but I digress. Camera online, we can now see outside.
OS 正常に起動済みだしテラー安定
Stable so far. However, Frau will still have to update the system en route.
うちの顔見えてる？
Very much so.
バッチリと。
各サーボ、ホームポジションの誤差は 1% 以下。
Less than 1% music to my ears, and also no interference. Yeah, that being said, while we can't have things like chaff technology or countermeasures or anything along those lines, there's no reason to assume that the enemy doesn't have such high-tech military equipment at their disposal. Yeah, we need to be ready for anything.
送電システム正常だよ。発電機は13時間は連続で使えるって。
それだけあれば十分。
Indeed, and of course we do have the laser gun emplacement. Yeah, for good measure.
各種アクチュエーターすべて正常。ジャイロセンサー、オートバランサー異常なし。
All systems green.
チェック9番から16番までは飛ばし。
おいおい大丈夫？
見くびらないでもらえますか？僕を誰だと思ってるんです？
ああ、悪かったよ後輩。
はい次 DG297 起動。
A very important step. And of course, hopefully Sawada is developing
起動しました
the anti-Kimijima program as we speak.
レーザースキャナー左右ともに異常なし。
周辺マップロード開始。3メートル5メートル7メートル10メートル15メートル20メートル範囲最大。
Scanner is working perfectly.
地形判断用 AI 正常大丈夫だ問題ないカメラテストどうぞ。
360度カメラテスト。タイちゃんとシートベルトは締めてる？
もちろん。
Indeed.
シート固定解除。くるくる回ればいいんだよね。
And it's a good thing that the central portion can actually rotate 360 degrees.
カメラ連動確認。目が回る。
こっちもモニタで確認しました。座標固定スタンバイ OK？
ちょい待ち。調整完了。いいよ。
Yep, always make sure that everything is properly calibrated.
座標固定来たこれ。
その変な言葉遣い、いい加減やめてくれないか。
You do know who you're talking to, right, Subaru?
だが断る。
はいはい、喧嘩やめ。よし、チェックは以上。本日2020年2月28日の天気予報をお伝えします。
Indeed, in the flesh. Irie Yukifune herself. Not her artificial counterpart.
鹿児島県種子島屋久島地方は北東の風のち南の風やや強く晴れでしょう。
Although at this point in time, it would be really hard to tell the two of them apart. Well,
波の高さ 1.5 メートル、最高気温14度、最低気温10度、降水確率は 10% となっています。
by that of course mean personality-wise, because Irie is wearing her customary coat, whereas the artificial Irie wore that dress of hers.
天気予報でした。
Fine weather across the board.
貴重な情報どうも。
Of course, yeah. The enemy will know. Yeah, we'll also have that information.
はい。
At least Irie, Irie is now an official member of the Robotics Club.
これでロボ部員全員集合したね。
Indeed. That is everyone.
できれば歩行テストをしたかったところなんだけど。
I have to do one in situ.
そんな暇はないからぶっつけ本番だよ。いける？
最初から分かってたことでしょ。
Indeed.
今さらノーゴーだなんて言わないでよ。
コンディションオールグリーン、最終判断はゴー。
We have a go.
カイ、見える？ハンガーの方。みんなが見送ってくれてる。
Indeed. It's not just the club that's here. Sumio, Hiromu, and is that, I think it is, Vice Principal Usui, who is also here. Yeah, this isn't exactly what the Robotics Club was going for, but in the end, this is the point that we've arrived at.
学校のみんなも町のみんなも JAXA のみんなも 横断幕まで作ってくれて。うちらロボ部に希望を託して見送りに来てくれてる。
Well, suffice to say that the future of Tanegashima and the world is in our hands.
ほら、声聞こえる？
頑張るんじゃぞー。行ってこい。
頑張りなさい。
頑張るんだぞ。純奈、今こそ勝て。カイト、お前は私の誇りだ。
Well, that's a send-off.
必ず戻ってこようね。
The weight of everyone's expectations is heavy.
さあ、ここからは俺のゲームだ。
Indeed.
だって俺は英雄でもなく軍人でもなくロボットアニメの主人公でもなく格闘ゲーマーなんだから。頑張れる。発進。
Let's do this. Super Gunbuild-1 takes its first steps towards the objective. This is what it all comes down to. Noma Nakatane, Tanegashima, 28th February. It's been about 50 minutes since I started walking. Behold Super Gunbuild-1 in all of its glory. Of course, are the sandbags acting as a counterweight to the gigantic pile bunker. Of course, while we walk, at some point, Fujita will definitely come up with the second one. Yeah, no fisticuffs here, so to speak. I had trouble getting past the narrow road to exit onto NH58, so I'm still lumbering through Nakatane. Of course, with the monopole motors, Super Gunbuild-1 is moving much faster, actually taking full-on steps.
Kai, 乗り心地はどう？
And of course, Akio was acting as our guide. I face my Pokecom downward and see Akio riding ahead on her scooter. The posture control system is properly identifying her as a frontal obstacle. I need to make sure I don't step on her.
尻が痛い。あと肩も。
Well, There wasn't enough time for comfort, and we still have a long way to go before we reach the TNSC center.
どうしてそんな喋り方なの？
振動が半端ないからだよ。
Yeah, unfortunately couldn't etch out some of the flaws of Gunbuild-1, tragically. Each time I take a step, the impact causes my butt to rise up off the seat. Then it immediately slams right back down onto it. If I wasn't wearing a seatbelt, I'd be mincemeat.
もっと高級なシートにすべきだね。
Definitely raw, but it's, yeah, there's no time for comfort.
それ交換するのはもう間に合わないよ。
あ、そう。
I'm going to get sick if I stay in here for too long. I've got so many hours on KB, a first-person fighting game, that I figured I didn't get motion sickness. Yeah, but as useful as fighting games are with in terms of actual motor skills, when it comes down to actual motion, they're not the same. But I don't know about this.
あとちょっと暑い。
Yeah, no AC I'm afraid either.
冬
Of
な
course
のに
not.
多分レーザー光送電のせいだね。
That might be part of it actually. The parabolic antenna for the laser beam electrical transmission is right behind the cockpit. The laser's been trained on it the entire time.
でも間違ってコックピットを焼き切るようなことにはならないから。
焼き切られたらたまらないよ。
That would also be a problem. Just then I happened to see the older ladies of B Coop waving their hands at us as we march along. It's a little sad that I can't wave back. No, since Gunbuild-1 doesn't have hands.
オートバランサーは正常に作動してるを。
That's some good news there.
モーター6個しかないんで繊細な歩行はリポ。
Delicacy, yeah. Delicately is not what we're after right now.
覚悟はしてたけどね。
So you say. The image in my head from last summer's Model 1 test is still alive and well, even after all this time. Back then, all I could feel in the cockpit was the sound of the engine and the creepy grinding of metal. I didn't really feel the vibrations that much. So I guess I just assumed that it would be an issue in Super Gunbuild-1. Turns out those vibrations have become my mortal enemy.
これだけ揺れてるとコマンド入力のミスも出てくる。
Model 1 was fine because all I had to do was push a couple buttons installed inside of the cockpit. Not so with Super. But Super Gunbuild-1 is equipped with a kill balance system. Just walking like this requires the constant input of the advanced command. Gosh, I wish it had an auto mode. I'm Unfortunately, it doesn't, nor does it have auto fire.
今はま
either.
だ歩いてるだけだからいいけど、ミサネと対戦するとなったらそうも言っていられなくなるのは厄介だね。
Indeed, we are going into battle with a tremendous handicap. Osaki, of course, has the sleek, chic, latest technology courtesy of Exoskeleton Company. We're talking about one of the most basic elements of winning in a fighting game. Thoroughly eliminating input errors. Super Gunbuild-1 is the same in that respect. The inside of this cockpit is highly the best environment for that.
今からじゃ遠隔操縦式には変更できない。
We're going to have to carry this burden with us, Kaito.
ああ、わかってる。ちょっと愚痴っただけ。
I'm going to be walking to the TNSC for several hours. I just have to get used to the shaking with the time I have.
歩行動作をちょっと調整してみる。それでできるだけ振動が起きないようにしてみる。
Every little bit helps.
そうしてもらえると助かる。
It won't be able to eliminate them completely.
歩きながらプログラムアップデートしていくとか、普通ならありえないってことをみんな知っとくべき。
I think we have you then, isn't it?
つまりフラウちゃんテラ天才だからヤシオ先輩、後で鎖骨ペロペロ2時間コースな。
何言ってんのコナちゃん。
Yeah. That was not the time.
そうだよフラウゴ。そんなのダメだから。
ぐねね。
じゃあ先生の鎖骨を。
God damn it, Mitchie.
先生、セクハラ教師は死ね。 PTA のマダムたちの袋叩きにあって社会的に死ね。
鎖骨はともかく調整は頼むよ。
For Kaito's sake. Frau reluctantly says before going quiet to immerse herself in her work.
皆さん面白い人たちですね。
Glad someone's enjoying themselves, Irie. Ah, that's right. Irie had been added to the Unit A team, since of course she is a Robotics Club member. She joined at the last minute, insisting she had to come with us no matter what. It didn't take long for Akio to crack, since of course her acquaintance with the AR Irie. She might actually be as stubborn as Akio despite her appearance.
アイリー、寒かったらいつでもフラウ号に場所変わってもらってね。
Irie is sitting on the bed of the Thunder Emperor. She's acting as Juna's support.
はい、大丈夫です。
And Juna needs all the help that she can get. I see the Ira General Store to my side. It causes me to remember Mizuka-san, and my chest tightens up. If only you could see this. You cannot. I still need to deliver her last words to Mizune. For real
ア
this
キちゃ
time.
ん、ここからうっと58号南下してくんでしょ。
うん、そう。南種までまっすぐ。
Good to know.
で上中の交差点で左折ね。
あそこの坂このロボで下るの結構怖いな。
Walking is one thing, going down inclines is something else.
それ言うならそこにたどり着くまでにも坂道はたくさんあるよ。
Ah yes, hills. Tanegashima may appear flat, but it has a lot of minor ups and downs. I sigh and open one of the fruit sour melons I snuck in my pocket. I drain the bottom in a single gulp. There's still a 5 left, to make them count. There's a knapsack at my feet. They're in there along with the EMO radiation device. Actually, it'd be real bad if they leaked and broke the device. You brought them along. I hurriedly take the bottles out. But due to the vibrations, leaving them out in the cockpit causes them to roll all over the place. Yeah, try not to open any of... Yeah. Now you can't open any of them as long as you're in the cockpit. Good job, Kaito.
あのさ、トイレに行きたくなったらどうすればいいわけ？
They're asking that now of all times. Super Gunbuild-1 is incapable of crouching down. Back at the old airport, I got into the robot while I was lying down. Dangerous, I know.
緊急脱出用の縄はしごならあるけど、登れる体力ないでしょ。
ないね。
Once again, Kaito's, yeah, lack of skill playing
じゃ
against him.
あ我慢するしかないかな。おむつ履いとけばよかったね。
I guess I'll cool it on drinks. Yes, indeed. Super Gunbuild-1 nears its first real obstacle, the downhill slope by the Nagatani Community Center.
下り坂行ける？
ただ大丈夫だ、問題ない。
Hopefully, as long as you're making adjustments there, Frau.
オートバランサーもジャイロも正常。
つま先に車輪ついてたよね。あれで踏ん張り効きませんでしたとか言わないでよ。
I should certainly hope not.
あるわ。ねえよ、そんな初歩的なミスしないっつうの。ただしあんまスピードは出さないの希望。一歩一歩慎重によ。
Will do.
転倒したら海が無傷じゃ済まないからね。本当に気をつけて。
I glance over at the shock absorber, or at least that's what I'd like to call it, but it's literally just the cushion haphazardly stuck to the cockpit wall.
ミンチになるのはごめんだよ。
Despite my unease, I input the advanced command to proceed down the hill. I can hear the sounds of creaking metal beneath my feet. I can tell that the servo motors are spinning their gears as fast as possible. I know that it was my choice to pilot this thing, for once. But I can't help but somewhat regret my decision. We're far past the point of regret. Yeah. You have to do battle like this. And meanwhile, along the way, Subaru is there. By the time Doc and I catch up in the car, Super Gunbuild-1 has already arrived in Minamitane. Took a little under 3 hours to get here. To think it'd take that long to cover the distance a car could travel in 15 minutes, or a scooter in 30. Yeah, despite the improved mobility, Super Gunbuild-1 is still... yeah, it's still very slow. We knew this would be the case ahead of time, but man, we're cutting it close. Right now, Super Gunbuild-1 is stopped in the middle of the road. A large crane is sitting beside it, as workers hurry to attach the second pile bunker. Before the robot left the old airport, the left pile bunker was already attached and tested. That leaves the right one. Doc's friends are doing the heavy lifting, which is way more efficient than us amateurs doing it. As expected, with several people working together, the process takes less than 10 minutes. Very impressive. Now, Super Gunbuild-1 is fully armed.
隊員、取り付け終わったよ。
Prez contacts Yashiro Senpai via her Pokemon. He's currently waiting on standby in the cockpit.
じゃあ再起動させる。
Very much so. The robot restarts. Yashiro Senpai's Pokemon. Super Gunbuild-1 systems are synchronized.
再起動完了。
コマンド増えたね。右の頑張るストレートと同じ。
分かった。
Her command inputs for both pile bunkers. Yashiro Senpai is able to follow through Gori's explanation with little context.
それともしもの場合のギミックも仕込んでおいた。
Looks like there's a bit extra as well.
何それ。
使えるのは一度っきりだ。しかも使っちまったらファイルバンカー自体が無力化しちまう。
Yeah. We knew that was the case.
使いどころを間違えんな。
Yeah, we only get one shot to use either pile bunker.
で、具体的にはどうなのさ。頑張るアンクストライカーです。
I reply in the same fashion as Frau. And Yashiro Senpai grins like he immediately understands, which he does since he's played Kill Ballad many times. Gunbarrel's most powerful finishing move, the Gunvolt Hank Striker. I know Yashiro Senpai will make good use of it. As far as I can tell through the monitor, he doesn't look too awful. Yet. I figured he'd have vomited once or twice due to the shaking, but I'm relieved to see that he's adapted. That's one less factor to worry about. There's still plenty of others to deal with. Subaru.
ここからは僕も合流します。ヤシオ先輩、今装着したパイルバンカーのテストをさせてもらいますんで、よろしく。
Doc is going back to the old airport with the others in the crane. They'll be forming Unit C in the rear, as per the battle plan. The workers leave us with words of encouragement as they head out.
じゃあスバルはサンダーエンペラーに。 アイリー、悪いけどスバルが荷台に上がるの手伝ってあげて。はい、わかりました。
Yukifune-san and Daitoku Senpai both extend me a hand. With their assistance, I managed to climb into the truck bed.
スバル君さ、足は平気なわけ？
平気じゃないですよ。誤ってタンスの角にでもぶつけたら痛みのあまりしばらく立て。
Ruh-roh. That's a problem.
どうした？
Uh-oh.
大変です。中座に足ぶつけて。
Oh dear. That is actually pretty bad.
今、悶絶中。
And he's
もっ
unconscious.
ともだえていいのよ。妄想の足しにするから。
日高くん、大丈夫？
I don't think he is. I think yeah, he's in incredible pain.
大丈夫でっち。
Yukifune-san and Daitoku Senpai gently rub my back, but obviously that doesn't do anything to lessen the pain. I'm grateful, but I can't summon the strength to offer any words of thanks as I suck air through my teeth and suffer through words of pain. Suffer through the pain. And of course Akio with her words of encouragement.
ならないと思うよ。
カイ、スバルの代わりにうちがテストするね。
God damn it.
まず立った状態で右手のパイルバンカー90度発射。使ってみて。
Well, now's no better time than any to actually test these
その後、
things.
歩きながらの使用テスト。じゃあ、レーザー光の照準、しっかりね。
Everyone be prepared against Super Gunbuild-1. Daitoku Senpai moves away from me and takes hold of the laser gun mount.
右パイルバンカー、試射するよ。
Above my head, the pile bunker powerfully ejects from its crate.
作動を確認。
相変わらず衝撃がすごいな。
Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous, especially on that.
これ左右で連続使用したらコックピット焦げたりしない？
パイルバンカーは急ごしらえでつけたものですからね。
Oh, you seem to have recovered somewhat, Smaru. It's finally coming down. My leg is still throbbing, but I can at least talk.
スーパーガンツク1に取り付けることも想定せず、ドクが勝手に作ったものですし。ヤシオ先輩の心配が的を射ている可能性は高いです。
おいおい、本当に大丈夫なわけ？
We don't have a choice.
それをこれから確かめるためにテストをしてるんです。
もしやばいって分かったらどうするつもり？
That is a valid question. They're really the only weapon we have against Sumeragi.
おいおい、なんか言ってよ。
I decide to answer honestly.
パイルバンカーの出力調整はこの段階ではもう無理です。
So they are currently stuck at whatever level they
じ
are.
ゃあ何のためのテストなわけ？
何発ぐらいまでボディが耐えられそうかをなんとなく見極めるためですね。
あっそう。
限界を知っておけばどんな戦い方ができるか参考になるよ。
Yeah, that would be helpful.
限界以上に使うのは ダメだからね。
We're forcibly attached to what might as well be papier-mâché. There isn't much we can do about the attacks being life-threatening. Judging by the test just now, we won't have to worry about it all exploding after one use.
じゃ、進撃再開。
Super Gunbuild-1 starts moving. The small truck I'm riding in starts up as well. I look up at the robot's large back on the truck bed. I must see this through to the end with my own two eyes. Don't we all? No, I want to see it. As one of the people who helped create Super Gunbuild-1. And as a member of the Robotics Club. As we inch ever closer to our destination. But it's still a long road ahead of us. As we keep on walking.
会議、一時停止。
Can do. At Akio's orders, I stop inputting the advanced command. And with that short break, it's time to end this episode of Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. But when we return, adventurers, it'll be back toward the final grind. As always, until next we meet.